Okay, that's part two, I guess. I thought this right here. Oh, yeah, it's at the bottom. Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022nd. It's just like, to me, it just seemed retarded because they put the little two lines, you know, to say that it's on pause. But to me, right now, if you ask me, I say, oh, it's on pause because I see the two, you know, two little lines in the circle, you know. And when I pause it, it got a little red dot in the center. Ain't that the universal sign of, you know that, I don't know. I gotta think about it, like, I don't know. I'm just like, sometimes I get frustrated by that. They don't want to have two videos anyway, but reality, we must accept reality no matter what, right? That don't mean that we're going to embrace it, that we're going to enable it, that we're going to be like, you know, nothing, but accept the reality, and from there maybe we can find a solution, right? Denial is not a river, kept it. So, you know, going back to that last night's episode of Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, right? This guy kept going and going and going because, you know, he kept asking, you know, like, oh, you know, and of course, you know, my writings, my messages, I don't even know what are the comments. The comments, of course, I mean, most of the comments was ignored, you know. It's not like, you know, I mean, the guy, obviously, a college degree, you know, his reading comprehension skills are superb. I mean, it's their own native tongue, right? It's like speaking Neanderthalism, you know, or Neanderthalism. How you say that? Neanderthalism. You speak Neanderthal? You know, I don't speak Neanderthal, so for me, I'm like, I cannot read, like, I didn't even know, to tell you the truth. You know, even when my older sister, she's a doctor. She's a medical doctor, you know, and like, you know, she told me one day she used to read one book a night, a real book, one night, like before she go to bed. But then, you know, I forgot it, and then until like later, you know, I started getting this like, damn, some people ain't getting it. And I saw one time this cracker is like, that's the bald guy, the Nazi on Spotify. You know, they sent him an article. They sent him an article from, you know, whatever magazine. Somebody from, oh, this is what you was looking for. So it was an article or whatever, blah. And it was like he had read the article a million times. He knew exactly where to look, what he was gonna look for. It was like, this is what they teach in universities. How this is why, you know, the writers, they have to follow, the journalists and everybody have to follow the format, so you know where the body of the script or whatever. I don't know if it's true or is it like, but it was like, what? I was like, he went there, yeah, he synthesized the whole article and talked about it. I mean, less than 5 minutes. I'm like, for me, like, okay, you know, give me the article, and 1 week I you know, to sink in or something. I don't know. It's like, you know, it's scary. It's scary, you know, how the difference between the rest of the population, which, I mean, like, reading comprehension is just like, so it's not like, oh yeah, you know, African Americans are allowed to read now, and, you know, everybody's allowed to read, you know, so, but can we read the way they can read their own language? No, they read something totally different because there's a code word. They have a code word for them. Anyway, so he kept, you know, I mean, talking about, like, you know, the military of Russia and shit. Or like, I said, why you need a military for? how was allegedly, how was the White World War #2? How was it won? Because of Japan. You know, they got the bombs got the bomb. You know, I mean, like, it was not, they stopped after that. They was not like, you know, before that, you know, they was probably like saying, hey, you know, this is going great. We are selling, you know, because everything is a business. Like right now, I mean, there's some geopolitical analysts that have been denouncing it. It's a jackpot. This is the jackpot for the belly of the beast. It's like, oh yeah, how many you want? Oh, you want weapons? You know, yeah, we got everything now. It's like conveniently. It is very conveniently. It's like, you know, like when you was in high school, whatever, and then, you know, if you wanted to sell like bottles of water or whatever, you know, just give everybody, you know, I mean, it might not be nowadays, you know, logistically done, but you can give them a bunch of salted peanuts, right? And then everybody's gonna buy you water, a bottle of water. Like, oh my God, I'm so thirsty. Like, you know, like, oh here, yeah, $2 a bottle of water. Like, that's how the rip-off it is, you know. I mean, like they instigated it. We look at where I'm at. I'm in the Bronx, you know, in the Empire State. So we sabotage every intent of treaty. The same thing we did with what's it called? Oh my God, Crimea. The same thing we have done. Like, oh no. We go there and, like, you know, talk to them like we did to Zelensky. We say like, oh, you know, you're gonna be part of NATO. You're gonna be great. You're gonna be taken care of. You know, because you're gonna be welcome into the European Union. Yeah, right. But somehow, I guess, you know, because he's college educated too. So I was like, I don't understand how he fell for that lie. I don't think he fell for it. I think he just like, you know, and say, hey, you know, here's some cash, and there's more if you do what we tell you, right? If you do what we tell you, you go out there. It's like he's always, every time he speaks on television, whatever, he's by himself. Well, his army, where are all his groupies, right? If he's the beloved president of Ukraine, where's everybody? How come he's not always talking, you know, like, you know, every time he's in the street, you know, he's one of those green rooms, and they're playing, you know, and they have a background, they have a picture in the back, you know, one of those, like the weather people. So, lies, and deception. I mean, I'm telling you, you know, it's like, right here in New York City, more than 60% of our elected officials are gay. More than 60%. So, and people are still like, they don't talk about that because, you know, that don't give them the views. Like, I don't know, they don't want to get shut down the channel. This is like, you know, previous generations, it was like, F it. Your life is on the line, F it. And now, these generations and millennials, they go like, hell no, I'm not gonna get my account shut down. Well, I think I'm gonna, you know, lose my monetization of this video. Are you crazy? You are so crazy if you think I'm gonna be like, that's just how I... And then they call themselves revolutionaries and Pan-Africanism, blah, 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 blah. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be like, that's, you know, I don't know what to say about that. I don't even know what to say about that. But I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot. I don't want to get a strike. You know, they're already demonetized. Demonetized 2 of my videos. That's all you hear all these YouTubers about. Demonetization. I got a strike. I'm like, hell no. I'm gonna be like. And then there's some channels that you gotta question. How come you're still running? You know, I lost my one of my oldest channels. The other one I had to abandon it. All the other ones I had to abandon because I got the 2 strikes. So you get 2 strikes, like at least, you know, you want to use it for storage, right? Use it for storage, you know. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Yeah, it's a message in a bottle in the middle of Pacific Ocean. What are the odds that anybody's gonna see it? But I still see it, you know. I'm that proverbial tree. If I fall, I still make noise, even when there's nobody around. That's me. Like I cannot live with myself if I see all this and I keep quiet. I cannot live with myself like that, you know. I mean, like I see what I see, and it's not the truth. I'm not saying this is the truth. This is what it is, but this is what I'm seeing. And now more than ever, it's important that everybody go out and make a video and say, this is what I'm seeing. This is what I'm seeing. You don't have to be like, you know, whatever, you know. All you can say, it's like, all you gotta say is it's like, I don't agree with what little Joe Biden is doing right now. Some people don't even put that. If you do that 3-4 times a week, just put a message on Twitter. I don't agree. I don't agree with him without saying, not my president, you know, that SOB, like whatever. You don't have to do that. And we all know that. No, but it's just like you don't have to get in. It's like everybody's so coward, like they say, oh, I'm not gonna get in trouble. No, it's not about getting in trouble. You can say, you know, the most polite, the most sweetest way to say, you know, I don't agree where we're heading. I don't agree, you know, at least, you know, not that it will work, but at least, you know, there's a record. Somebody might see it one day, you know. There is no such thing as the silence of the lambs over here, right? You know, like they say, they're gonna torture you, they're gonna beat you up, they're gonna kill you, and on top of that, they're gonna say that you enjoyed every minute of it. That's the classic American technique. That's the real classic American technique, Victoria Nolan. Always, you know, sociopathism, you know, sociopathic politics. That's what it is, and I gotta go because my appointment is at 3:15, all the way in 3rd Avenue and 163rd. That's fun. I wish I can go walking because it's not that bad. I thought it was gonna be colder. I got to. I didn't want to carry because I don't trust them. You know, last week I went out, they say 50 degrees and it was like 80 degrees. For real. The next day after it hit 80 degrees, we had a second day 80 degrees. And they lie and they say it was going to be 50 degrees. I have boots, pants, I was like, and humid because it was raining the night before. It was like, just about that. Lying about that. Everything is lie. You know, and we still find time, you know, to talk to these crackers as if, you know, we could just watch a damn video with them, of them, you know. Most likely I'm gonna go find his channel and stuff, you know, just to subscribe and, you know, all I read is the notifications. I read the notifications, I see, oh, some shit is happening, and then I do my own search. I do my own search on YouTube, on Twitter, or whatever, and everywhere on on the internet. I do searches. Give me names, give me dates, give me stuff like that, and then I find what happened. that is, you know, now we don't have to be scholars to do first-hand research. We need to find out a decent scholar that we can trust. No, I trust. I mean, I have to say that I trust Russian Today. I trust the foreign relations department, whatever, the foreign relations ministry in the Federation, the Russian Federation. I trust them. I trust them. That's what I follow. I follow all the embassies. I follow all the embassies. I know. I gotta know. I don't trust these people. I don't trust these people. And then this cracker had the nerve to say, it's a third world country. If you once you get out of Moscow, why don't you get out like whatever? It's like, medieval times. Like, I was like, oh, that's great. That's great. So they're not capitalists, like neoliberals like us. That we have already, even if we are not, we don't even crop the land. Because God forbid people might have a nutritious meal, right? So we don't allow people to buy seeds that are not genetically modified, that they don't have chemicals and pesticides already in them. And on top of that, people have to buy pesticides because then they build resistance. We don't need pesticides. All we need is to, rotate. If we rotate the crops, we'll be okay. Because, that when you get the pest, when you get all those things, it's because you keep, harvesting whatever, cropping the same thing, like corn or wheat or whatever. Wheat. I hate this language so bad. So if you do that, then all the bugs, all the, whatever, they know, oh, there is that. So all the ones that they eat that particular crop is gonna infestate the crop. It's a basic principle I knew since I was little. You gotta rotate the crops, you do 5-6 years of one crop if you must. And another thing that we know is not healthy is just to crop one thing. My ancestors used to crop at the same time. It was beans, corn, and I don't know what else. It was like 3 or 4, vegetables or grains, whatever, because they help each other. That's another ancient, and now they found out, the scientists, it is true. It took them thousands of years to find out that our ancestors was right. They never been wrong, our ancestors. Yours in Africa, mine in the Anahuac, they never been wrong. Just Copan alone. And I want you to look it up and tell all your subscribers if you want to choose to waste your time watching this garbage. It's estimated that they had 8 to 10 million citizens. Copan, the capital, I think is in today's Guatemala. Beloved brothers next door, the Guatemalans. We used to be just one land without any country divisions, but now they're called Guatemalans instead of Mexicans. But they're still our brothers and sisters. So, but they even when you haven't found it in National Geographic, you find everything, but nobody even hey, they're lying to us, saying that we've never been this advanced, humanity have never been this evolved technologically, architecturally, whatever, all this BS that they're selling us. If there was a city with 8 million people living there, without destroying nature, in harmony with Pachamama, they had a way that we still haven't figured out how they got it. They use the natural water deposits, but they did not deplete it, which they're still there. They are still there. You know, actually underground from the main temple. We call it the Templo Mayor in Mexico City, which is like today is the Tlatelolco Plaza Tlatelolco, which is where one of the largest markets in the whole planet used to be. The market of Tlatelolco. That was purposely put in there under a water deposit, natural water deposit. It's still there. It's just I mean, so much disinformation. I just got frustrated, and I have to say it out. I have to get it out of my body, out of my system, and I'll be like, I'm not gonna say, that's disappointing, that's sad, because that's across the board. It's just across the board. It's like, if I was to go right now and get into, checking, even the people that I follow on Twitter, very few people are paying attention to what's happening in the East. Very few people. That shit's scary. It's scary. But like another conflict. People are so desensitized. Like, come on. We're talking about, the number one world superpower, which is Russia. And the guest last night, look at all the imports we do from the Federation. Just look at that, mister. We was importing, we still, I don't believe that we cut it off, but anyway, I think they're still accepting shipments of gas and oil from the Russian Federation. Corn, most of our, not corn or wheat, a lot of grains. And that guy had the nerve to sit down last night and say the Federation was a third world country. Brazil depends completely, of the fertilizers from the Russian Federation. Europe, so many, and I think parts of Africa import their fertilizers from the Russian Federation. Why do you think Bolsonaro immediately went to Moscow? Why do you think he went to Moscow immediately and say, no, I want to make sure, President Putin, I'm not with that bullshit. I'm not with the bullshit. Who else went there? I forgot who else said there. Oh, Argentina. Argentina depends on this, completely, of the Russian Federation imports. Immediately, Alberto Fernandez, he went like, I'm not, and I promise you, I assure, I'm not going to follow the lunatics in the South. Because we're in the South. At least can we be honest about that? This is South America. And they are in North America and Brazil and Argentina. Even that is a lie. And you go there, it's like lie after lie after lie. And you come out with a premise, and when you see that with a Neanderthal, and make him feel at home and whatever, without actually him getting any juicy stuff, because I already knew that. I already knew all of the same vitriolic. I put it down there. This is vitriolic. Like, he's just repeating all this stuff. And then he wanted to go and 3 times he wanted to go and defend Stefan Bandera. The neo-Nazi, the Nazi. He's a Nazi. He's not a neo-Nazi. He was with Hitler, and he never denounced Hitler. And he was like, and now they have the apology of the inexcusable, right? Now they're saying that he turned around before he found the error. He did not. How come he got every time the Russian Federation go and kick him out, because a lot of them, they're not even fighting. They just abandon their quarters. What they find? A picture of that guy, Stefan Bandera. So you're gonna tell me that he wasn't a Nazi? When all the Nazis, the Azov, militias, whatever, And they are the ones that they have been losing one after another. One after another. That's, talk about supremacy, right? He had the nerve to sit there and say, oh, the Russian Federation is losing. You know, that's, yes, they've been having casualties, but that's because they don't want to use heavy artillery because they know what Ukraine got. Ukraine is a landfill for anything that nobody wants. You know, they have these ojivas. I don't know how they call it in English. It's like these tubes where they send that not missiles, no, whatever. I don't know exactly what they are. I think you put them on. I don't know what they are. So they was looking at them when they arrived. They put a video because they say, we're gonna put a video because they don't want to say that we're lying. And then look at the expiration date on those things. Expire already. That's the classic American technique. We send expired medications, we send, and then tax deductibles. Oh, and then yes, to taxpayers, you know, we put the charge as if there was the latest state-of-the-art technology weapons that we're sending to Ukraine and Poland and whatever, and NATO. Anyway, just put it NATO. It's like spring cleaning, literally. We're in spring. So, spring cleaning. It's like we turn all the trash, everything that we don't know, is like shit that we bought from the Russian Federation, and you know, and it expired, everything. I'm like, okay, you know, like, and this idiot Zelensky, he don't say, like, instead of saying like, hey, why are you sending me all that garbage? You know, at first, you know, Germany, if there's such thing as Germany, said that they was not gonna send weapons, right? But send helmets. It's like helmets, it's like everything you have like extra, you make a new design and you buy fresh shit for your people. Then the old ones is like, oh, just send them over there, and you know, from the budget, just take the money from the budget. I think it was state-of-the-art, brand new helmets. And soon they came around and started like sending all kinds of other garbage, but we cannot continue, you know, with the same old. I mean, YouTube, we are supposed to be the anti-television. We are supposed to be the anti-establishment. That's what internet is. And it's sad that a lot of times people just want to be like television and be like proper and this and that. Look what that got us. Look what we're so politically correct, right? And we're the most brutal empire in history. I want everybody, if you ever find this message in a bottle, look it up. Look it up. There's never been an empire this bloody. You know, as a matter of fact, in my homeland, Mexico, the Anahuac, in the last, let's say, 100 years, 70 years, we've been ransacked, we've been wiped out, even more than 300 years of, you know, Spanish invasion, you know, occupation. 300 years. In the last 30 years of neoliberalism, you know, globalization, rampant, whatever they want to call it, you guys have no idea everything that they took from us. I mean, like, I'm just telling you, shipments full of gold, silver. Why do you think they keep the price of silver so low? So they want to keep us poor. Everything that we produce, everything that Africa got is like, oh no, that don't, except the gold, right? The gold is like, you know, but all the minerals, they keep them super cheap. I mean, like silver, in some cultures in antiquity, was more precious than gold. Like, if you don't have a refrigerator, but you have a silver spoon or silver ring, whatever, you put it in the pot. You put it in the pot, and it get preserved. You just boil it or whatever. It's good because it's natural antibacterial. The silver, it's got many properties anyway. So, like I say, I gotta go. It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, so I don't have to be like. I want to stop at the program and maybe I can get a Metro card by talking to a social worker. But they're always busy, so you have to wait like an hour sometimes to talk to them. So yeah, what else? I'm just looking at what else I missed. Yeah, when he tried to defend Stevan Bandera, I was like, he's gonna try to do that. I posted, he's gonna try to do that, and he you can see that he backed off. I was like, oh, somebody know who Stevan Bandera is. I cannot tell these, Africans that, he was the savior. He was like, whatever. Oh, hell no. And I disconnected once they opened the session. They opened the program for anybody who wanted to talk to. I guess, I don't know, for anybody. I say, oh my God, what a privilege I get to debate, a Neanderthal. It's like, no. On that I'm gonna have to plead Dr. Clark. I only debate my equals, not Neanderthals. But that's what people love to do, I thought it was a plane. I'm always like, this morning I was in the house and the whole window, they started rattling. I don't know if it was a helicopter. I don't know what it was. It's like, I guess it was an ultrasonic. They say ultrasonic planes. I don't know. But Russia had hypersonic 5-6 times the speed of sound. It's like 5-6 Mach. Or Mach 6. Say 6 Mach. I don't know how you say that. We're not joking with that. I mean, if I get to survive, if I escape that shit to the day I die, I cannot say, hey, the Russian Federation just threw a nuclear missile, because they're evil, whatever. No, they've been trying to avoid it. They've been warning us. They say, we are fighting for the right to be Russia. And that's what the guy attacked. He started, like, when I saw that part, he started attacking that. It's like, he's such an idiot. There's like 300 ethnicities and he don't know. He think Russia, he think like whatever. How many ethnicities you think are right here in the United States? Natives, originals, aboriginals, whatever you want to. So you're gonna come tell us, and we are forced to be in these United States. And thank God, otherwise imagine to have 50, Israels, each one with their own Mossad or whatever you want to call it. Each one with their own nuclear weapons, each one with... Are you crazy? You're like, hell no, I don't want any more to fragment this thing, because all it is just like, I mean, they're hoarders, they're money hoarders, gold hoarders. See, they got all the gold, weapon, hoarders. They hoard everything they think is gonna keep this, their what they got now, which is the white hegemonic power. This is what we're talking about, They're trying to do another 100 years, 200 years of this white hegemonic thing. I do speak up against, especially Russia today. It gets some things that are like problematic, like millennials said, shit that is racist. And I say, you guys are no different. I've said it. I said it to the media, I said it to Russian media. If you keep saying that Greece is the cradle of civilization, if you keep spraying all these, lies that, you know, that you invented, that you are the greatest civilization, or I mean, there's only one civilization, the greatest empire of all time. I gotta speak up. I gotta say it. You say, oh, you don't matter, whatever, you know. And well, maybe I don't matter. I mean, you're right. I will not argue with that, because in capitalism, none of us matter. You know, and whatever you want to call it by any name, imperialism, racism, colorism. I mean, like all the synonyms. They keep making more names. For what? You ever thought about why they do that for? So there's an idiot that's gonna say like, oh no, you know, neoliberalism is it's not that bad. It's better than capitalism. It's like, okay. It's like, what you said about that? There's nothing you can say about that. You know, it's like you gotta just hope that one day they wake up and then they see like, hey, you know, they keep changing the names, they keep saying this and that, you know, just like our, you know, African American brothers and sisters, you know, they're trying to, you know, legitimize yourselves, and you're trying to legitimize yourself, and you know, and every time you start to going somewhere, then they change your own name, you know. And constantly, no, ADOS, I'm this, like it's just sad. It's very, very depressing, you know, because I always said it, you know, we must rescue our African American brothers and sisters and all Africans, so you can save the whole planet. You know, maybe one day I'm gonna do one of these mumbo jumbo, start blabbering about that, but I don't need to. We all know that the African continent hold the key to everybody's, you know, identity. Everybody's like, you know, everything. There used to be a documentary on YouTube about the dances. They used to have the dances in the Anahuac. This land used to be called the Anahuac, all the way to Nicaragua. Actually, Nicaragua, that's what it means. Nicaragua means. Until here is the Anahuac, and then it's called Abya Yala. That's the name. Whatever they call South America, which is North America. So, oh my God, what was I saying? Why I got distracted for a second. Anyway, it's gone. I was like trying to think. I paused it to see like when something is gone, it's gone. Gotta accept it. I guess I wasn't meant to say that, right? But we got the opportunity. We got the opportunity to, you know, rewrite history the way it really happened. This is an opportunity. I don't think social media is going to last a long time. I don't think the internet is going to last. You know, the way we know it today, you know, you hear that a lot of people are watching these documentaries and they're writing or they're blogging, you know, whatever. They're saying that's going to be, you know, like a meritocracy. I mean, like, and that actually, like, literally, I mean, like, if you get a speeding ticket or whatever, then you won't have the right to use social media. That's gonna be that. This is why they're making people so addicted to this shit. They're making them so addicted, like, oh my God, no. If I seem crazy as people, like, you know, they have 2,000-3,000 subscribers or whatever, and like, you know, they are, you know, they are even asleep and they're dreaming. Oh my God, how am I gonna be like, you know, the great stage? I mean, and it's not bad, you know, if it was like really bad, you know, that we actually care about each other, regardless of if it's a, you know, a popular, that is not a popularity contest. that, you know, that even like, you know, if you have, you know, 200 followers, and then like actually we think about them as to, you know, the fact that we only get a few minutes. I mean, like this channel, you know, Pan-Africanism Strikes Back. You know, you get 1 hour, 2 hours every time that you do this. You might, you know, somebody by mistake might click on your video. Somebody might like, and that's the opportunity that you got. You know, now talking about me, I get conscious about that, you know. Actually, that's what I wanted to talk about when I got sat down, because, you know, my ADD got kicked in, right, as I was coming. And I think it's in this mix, because I rewind, whatever, start again. So, and it's this song I heard, you know, back in the early 90s in the clubs, you know, and it sounded like an African song, you know, like, you know, voices inside of my head echo things that you and I say. I heard that song a million times probably since then. There's just a lot of mixes. There's a lot of, you know, some of them just like, you know, there's some that really just, that's why I say it's African, because I like, you know, actually when I first heard it, I didn't know what they were saying because my English wasn't all there, you know. So it's like, and as I was walking through the park, and it was like, wow, it was like, good responsibility. And it's true. It is true. We gotta be more responsible, you know, for that, because we might never gonna get another opportunity to speak up. You know, these videos, there's some videos that are gonna survive, some videos that are not gonna survive. You know, yes, it's good to produce as many as you can in all different platforms, because we don't even know which platform, which video might survive. They are rewriting, like Dr. Clark they say, these crackers always get the first draft of history. And that's the maxima, you know, that's what they say in my country, you know, when in college, what they call it, the maxima, which are like the principles of journalism. And that maxima, that principle, number one, is that the first draft is the one that society go with. The crackers know that. Started writing everything down, making books and books and books. Our ancestors never had to write shit. And they became the official voice just because, you know, that's, we all being brainwashed. So our job is to go, you know, and it's hard. It's hard because already, I don't know. I didn't even know that. Actually, I heard a journalist say that on YouTube one day and say like, yeah, that's one of the, you know, journalism 101. The first draft is the one that take off, and the first draft, like, I don't know if it's true or not true. I don't know. That's what they told him at university, you know, and I don't know. I mean, I must say it's a great channel overall. I'm not unsubscribing or anything. I must say this young man is extremely bright, talented, charismatic. I think he's a Leo. So he got potential to become the next world leader if he wanted to. But by showing so much respect to the cracker, I'm like, normalize the devil. I'm like, you're gonna invite somebody like that, you know, even if you was one day to invite me, you gotta give a disclaimer. I would not get offended. Say I don't endorse any of these views, and I am aware of these transsexuals' privilege and stuff, and well, I am aware of my privilege a little bit. Of course, you know, it's like the system is hard, you know, to. I'm not gonna say that I'm completely aware, but I know. I mean, just the fact that I can be transsexual myself. And now I live in New York City, and we have access because of Medicaid to, we can align our own bodies, with our feminine spirit. I know you don't have to believe it. I know it's like I don't want nobody to believe it. I laugh when I see these crackers. They go, "It's a shit." Every time I get depressed, I put those videos of these like, oh my god, like those politicians that they put over here. It's like you can tell that they're not even hormones. They're never gonna get even castrated, and once all this shit is gonna be over, they're like, it's gonna be a regular dude. As you can tell, like, but that's just what it is. The new world order, right? There's a million genders. And who are you? How dare you to question? You are toxic. You're patriarchal. You're this. The empress is naked, and we gotta and those are, possible made, because of a lot of African American women. They have normalized a lot of unacceptable behavior. I don't care how they say it's cultural, all this whining or whatever you want to call it, perreando. That's how we call it in my country, el perreo, because that's like doggy style position, so that perro, mean dog, el perreo, te pones a perrear, you're twerking, it's the equivalent of twerking. It's like you do like the doggy style position. So which is like a beautiful thing, whatever. These are beautiful women and everything, there's nothing wrong about that, but just then it have degenerated always. You gotta always question it, like I said, there's like, you're not saying nothing new. They've been weaponizing anything and anyone against, Africans, the African diaspora for years. Dr. Clark said it best, anti-blackness is the world's doctrine. Doctrine, you know what doctrine is? Well, look it up. But so conveniently, like they only look at Mexico's anti-blackness, and like I said, come on, learn our language, and you don't even gotta learn it. Now you have translators, and you can blog, you can put on social media, this is horrible, but you can understand that what you think is our media is not our media. Just like here, we don't control shit, we don't own shit. We've been in power in Mexico, I'm talking about the leftists, for a little more than 3 years. I want you to see the airport we just inaugurated on Monday. It took us 3 years to build. Your government, I'm sorry I have to be provocative because that's the way it is. I say your slave master and my slave master cannot even produce shit. I made that video because I don't pay in the buses. I can get these inspectors and stuff. But I was filming because I said if I say something, more than 3 years painting a tiny little bridge here on 207th Street and Fordham. They connect the Bronx with Manhattan on 207th Street. More than 3 years. And I was gonna say I was gonna be live streaming this guy. If there's somebody there wanna say something, I'm gonna be live streaming and say I'm not gonna pay and you don't give me no ticket because I'm not gonna smell the fumes from the painting again. So I wasn't live streaming, but I recorded, because I don't have no more data. Even when they told me the new Obama phone got unlimited data, they even have to lie about that. Everything, they lie about the weather. Like I said, Friday they said it's gonna be 50 degrees, and it went to 85, and they didn't put it there, right in front of everybody. You don't see the lie. Take a screenshot. But it's in reality. They can say it's raining right now, it's snowing. and we don't go like shut your whole up, because it's not something as basic as that. The weather people, we cannot even like. I used to curse them out, like you said it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, and it's a perfect, beautiful day. What are you trying to do? Shit, I have depression and shit is like, and you on top of that, you want, don't go out, don't go out. Why you don't want us to go out? Anyway, so that was that, I guess. Keep up the great work, and you know, I consider myself part of the African diaspora as a, you know, like a very, very distant cousin. Only because that's the mitochondrial DNA. That cannot be, you know, that cannot be altered. That goes generation after generation, all the way to Lucy. I don't know. That's what they call her, Lucy. I don't know. I think there's more. They've been finding more human skeletons, remains, you know, mummies, some natural mummies, you know, that you know, I had an argument the other day saying that was a fake, you know. It's like, well, I don't know, it could be a fake, I don't know, or Lucy, I don't know, why are they gonna lie when they've been saying that they are the oldest, you know, peoples or whatever. They lie, you know. We know who the original men and women are, the first story, the first frequency. You know, we know who got 9 DNA series, and we got 6. We got only 6 DNA series. We got, this is a bigger tragedy. This is why they make it an even worse tragedy, you know. They make it a worse tragedy because, you know, I mean, you guys are the greatest, and you know, there's no need, you know, to go that and stuff, you know. The Europeans are about to achieve a lot of the stuff the original men and women did, you know, all along, until even, you know, 500 years ago in some parts of the African continent. But they're going to do it with transhumanism. You see how the original man is the greatest athlete? So now it's like, well, we got some legs, cyber legs, whatever. They're gonna make you run, you know, 100 miles an hour. So that's how they're gonna become the greatest men in the planet. As a hybrid. Say everything is a hybrid. See how they made the vegetables, the fruits hybrids, and what's the problem? There's no problem with that. And they're like, now they're making mankind that is hybrid too. I'm sure some of them, they already have some shit, like whatever, that, you know, they're like, I don't know how advanced they are. You know, by the time they release something in the market, it's already been on, like internet. How long they have internet? Some people say that since like the White World War #1, they already got the internet. That's how they communicated themselves on the down low. Some say it was the second one. Some say, like, you know, all this stuff that they're hiding from us. And all that is achievable because we are separated. You know, it's just like people, they've said it 1 trillion times, right? Divide and conquer. Never get old. Divide and conquer, you know. It's like, even between wife and husband, how you start a war with, you know, the people you sleep with, the person you sleep with, you know. How do you throw out a good man and favor the state? Because the state is giving me more than my husband ever gave me. That's what Bushika is saying. Everybody, F it. Over here, you know, the special forces, Eric Adam is unleashing. He started with 200. So he might be going 400 or more. And he said, you better stop reporting these pigs. Let them do their job. What job? Killing African Americans? Should we listen to Eric Adams? You know, he went at punish us. Like, you're gonna stop and let them do their job. There's never been any of these pigs punished, not even held accountable, like feminists like to say that, right? What is that bullshit? We want severe punishment. We want severe any punishment. Anybody who touched the original men and women should be severely punished. You know, and we all know that. We all know that that's the real, you know, Holocaust, the real injustice in the world. I always say this, there's no greater injustice in the planet, you know, to make those who gave us everything, civilization, well, when I say civilization, it's everything, right? Culture, art, mathematics, science, everything, you know, and to see you, the way, the condition that you're in, really break heart. I'm not trying to get like stupid, but it's just really heartbreaking, and I wish I can convey this to our African American brothers and sisters. By any means necessary, you guys need to focus on yourselves. Stop that. You know, I went to this 12-step program, which that's how I started learning about that. I don't go no more, but you know, I recommend everybody to go to Al-Anon. You can look at Al-Anon, and you know, it's just a 12-step program. It's free. It's all over the planet. It's just you know, just oh, the power is gone. It's just sitting down and, you know, and seeing, you know, everything is already inside of us. We don't need none of the crackery. We don't need none of that. Later, blessings. Long live and prosper.